St. George Aces, the center fielder, number 8, Reese Morley.
One pitch on the way. Runner goes. He's in there safely with a stolen base. Good throw by Eccles, just the wrong side of the bag. One pitch on the way to Earhart. That's behind him. And Morley scampers down to third. Chatsworth wearing their all black uniforms this evening, now that the sun's relatively down. Bartlett misses wide with that pitch. And we've got a ball four. So Earhart draws the walk. Runners at first and third. And nobody out for Nate Wiley. Runner goes, no throw. Bartlett misses with that one. Wiley, the designated player this game for the Aces, as he pushes that through the right side, and that is going to cash 2 runs on the 2 RBI single by Nate Wiley.
Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Shea Simmons.
The Aces on the board early. That misses inside. Eccles dropped it. And Wiley takes second. That's ripped up the middle. And that's going to score a run. And in there, I would probably score that as a single with an error.
Now batting for the Aces, the first baseman, number 11, Carleton Thompson.
Shea Simons. Bartlett yet to record an out. Caden Thompson at the dish. Bartlett misses high with that. Little off-speed curve from Bartlett. Misses. Skied out to left. Under it was Curtis Hudson. Got his name right this game. One away. I'll bring Ron to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike one. Swing and a miss for strike two. Max's twin brother Cody is also on the team for St. George. As that misses inside for a ball. Bartlett delivers 1-2 pitch. That misses down for ball two. Tough take by Ron. That's fouled off by Ron. Stays alive, 2-2. Beautiful night to be at the ballpark. Ball three.
Perfect.
Here in Carp with local team having just played the host team, West Carleton Electric, and they're on again after this game playing Team Quebec. That also has some local flavor to it.
Perfect night, like you said, Ryan. And beautiful temperature, nice light breeze.
Breeze coming in from center field, blowing the smell of the delicious barbecue right into the booth here.
I may have had myself a quick snack prior to this game, Ryan.
That's ripped foul down the third base line. Great at bat here by Max Ron.
Up on Diamond 2, Ryan, we've got the Valley Vikings from Saskatchewan playing the Brookfield Elks from Nova Scotia. Valley Vikings lost their first game earlier today, 7-4 to Chatsworth. And the Brookfield Elks won their first game 3-2 against the St. George Aces.
Great battle here between Ron and Bartlett.
Day one here, Ryan, everybody plays 2 games. Play 2 games on Wednesday, 2 games on Thursday, and then 1 game on Friday is how things are scheduled. assuming the weather doesn't interfere. Little off-speed pitch there, gets Ron swinging. That's 2 outs.
Third baseman, number 10, Cody Ron.
Bringing up Cody Ron to the plate, third baseman with 2 out. Shea Simons on second base.
Aces looking to cash one more from third, or from second if they can, the third run of the inning. Check swing. Ooh.
The old check swing, delayed steal, Ryan.
Yes.
Shea Simmons on the ball there to take third.
Yeah, home plate umpire stepped out and
Tim Whitehead behind the plate tonight, Ontario umpire.
strike 3 looking. Cody Ron goes down, but not before the Aces plate 3 and take a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the first.
The bottom of the first is the pitcher, Keaton Bartlett.
Bartlett had a 1-for-5 game this morning. Did score a run. He looks at ball 1 high. As discussed earlier, 3 games a day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on Diamond 2. 5 games per day on Diamond 1 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then all 4 games Friday will take place here on Diamond 1 before the games tomorrow, or games on Saturday and Sunday. Interesting. Not sure if he's talking to him about the shoot, but
Easton Belleval's got the ball tonight.
He's well inside the established shoot from earlier games today.
Yes. Could be a pause. Could be a couple of different things, Ryan. You never know.
Swing and a miss for strike 3 as Bartlett waves at an outside pitch. That brings Reed Thompson to the plate. Fouled back. Oh, one pitch on the way. Once again, Thompson jammed inside. Thompson had himself a day at the plate this morning with a single and a double. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored. But he strikes out here for the second out in the bottom of the first.
First baseman, number 27, Caden Holmes.
Brings Caden Holmes to the plate as he looks at strike one. Belval delivers. Ball just down. Easton Wines delivers another ball. Three and one is the count. Fouled back into the screen. 3-2. Chopped down to third and foul. Smart play there by Ron. I don't think Cody thought he was going to be able to get him and let it go foul. Couple of good heads-up plays by St. George. As we mentioned, that stolen base on the check swing appeal. Pitch on the way. Fouled back. Holmes staying alive. Another pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike three. And that'll end the first.
Easton Belleval strikes out the side, Ryan. So after one complete inning, it's the St. George Aces 3, the Chatsworth Longhorns no score.
Aces sent 7 batters to the plate in the first. And the leadoff runner is aboard once again, as he has a nice little inside-out swing to push it through the hole. That brings Ty Parsons to the plate. Not squaring. Looks at strike one. Squares fouled off, and he'll have to do it the hard way. Quickly into an 0-2 hole. Bartlett misses wide with that, 1-2. Parsons caught looking at strike three on the outside corner for the first out of the inning. Does roll the lineup over Reese Morley, who singled, stole second, advanced to third on a wild pitch, and then scored on an RBI single. Pops that up. Camped under it was
now batting the left fielder, number 5, Matty Earhart.
Caden Holmes.
So Matty Earhart, the left fielder, now at the plate.
Earhart got on and scored in the first. Gets a sign here with 2 away, and Krasovich still on first. Changeup misses down. After the first 4 batters of the game, Bartlett seems to have settled down here. Found his groove. Retiring 5 of the next 6 batters. Pitch on the way from Bartlett. Can't check his swing. And we'll see what happens. They did not throw down to first. Only force out the drop strike 3. So we'll see what Blue comes up with here. Was a drop strike 3, so they should have had to throw down to first. They did not. Blue is going to discuss it. It was in the dirt. Well, I had it as not being caught on the fly. So it should have been a throw, even though the base was occupied, should have been thrown down.
Calls out, so that's the end of the half inning, Ryan. St. George had no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left on base. So after an inning and a half, St. George Aces lead the Chatsworth Longhorns 3-0. Seed in our Ontario 1. Gavin Eccles coming to the plate here. Gavin had himself a pretty good game this morning, Ryan.
He did.
My book's got him here as 3 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs. Pretty good way to start things off.
And a couple, yeah, another run scored after that as well.
First base umpire going into chat with de Belleval. Looks like perhaps he's not pausing sufficiently based on the motions that the umpire was making there. That pitch out of the zone for a ball.
That's in there for a strike. That's pushed down to first. The untraditional 3-4 put out.
Now batting the designated player, number 18, Braden Devins.
So Braden Devins is DPing tonight, Ryan, hitting in the 5-hole, and he's batting for the third baseman, Zach Dobson, who's the flex player, which is a fast pitch softball lineup technique where you have a defensive player who only plays defense, does not hit, but can enter the game to hit in the designated player spot or run for him as well if the coach chooses to do so.
For those unfamiliar, I'd say somewhat similar to a designated hitter in baseball, but at the same time, not at all the same thing.
It's well put, Ryan. We do not have a designated hitter in fast pitch softball. Designated player and a flex player. And occasionally we have the offensive player only. Foul ball comes back in from the third base side. From Ron to Ron there. So Devins with his first AB of the tournament.
Looks at a strike on the outside corner. Pink flamingo on the back of his helmet there.
I noticed that, yeah.
Not sure if there's a meaning behind that. We'll have to ask him. They will check down the third. No swing. Devins draws the walk, so he'll be aboard with one away. And the center fielder Finley Johnston up to bat. He rips that to second, on to first, tag the runner, and on to first for the 4-3 double play. And the Aces are out of that inning.
So they didn't score a run, they didn't get a hit. They did have a base runner on, but he was out on the double play. So after 2 complete innings, the score remains the St. George Aces 3, the Chatsworth Longhorns no score. So Nate Wiley coming to the plate for St. George. He's the designated player. Nate also pitches for St. George. So I would imagine if DeBelleval gets into trouble, we may see Wiley go into that pitching position, which is how the DP Flex works. Ryan, we could perhaps give a tutorial later for those interested.
I'll leave that to you, Coach. Wiley did have a 2 RBI single in the first, cashing those first 2 base runners that got on. Looking to get things started here in the third as he fouls that off behind the dugout.
It's a high fly ball out to Finley Johnston for the first out of the inning. So with 1 out, that brings up Shea Simmons to the plate.
Now batting for the Aces, the shortstop, number 21, Shea Simmons.
Shea's very good defensive shortstop and an excellent hitter. He's one of the key players for St. George to have success here at the Canadians. Pretty big hack at that one, Ryan.
Healthy cut. He was stranded at third and first after getting aboard with a single. That one's inside. 1-1 is the count. Off speed from Bartlett. Fools him there. 1-2 is the count. Throws it to him again and flies out to center.
Second put out in a row to Finley Johnston. Pretty busy out there so far tonight. So Caden Thompson's coming to the plate. Caden's playing first tonight, but Caden is another pitching option for St. George. Caden played throughout the OASA, Ontario Amateur Softball Association season with the Southeastern Ontario Screaming Eagles and was a pickup for St. George. Is that going to be the third out in a row? 3 in a row to Johnston. Busy young fellow out there, made 3 catches look easy. 3 up, 3 down, F8, F8, F8. And after 2.5 innings, St. George stays in their 3-0 lead.
changing the garbages, riding around on the four-wheeler, making sure some things got done. And
man is 87 years old, Ryan.
he is, and wanting to make sure the park was in good order for the start of the tournament.
So leading things off here in the bottom of the third for the Chatsworth Longhorns is the right fielder, Wyatt Thomas. Chatsworth still looking for their first base runner.
Fights that one off inside, but just a slow looper in behind third, and that was handled by Simmons quite easily. Did Wyatt play in the first game, Adam? I don't think he did he?
We have the technology.
He
He came in at the top of the sixth for a pinch hit.
Okay, there we go. Oh, he came in and was unable to complete his at-bat.
That's right.
Due to a, yeah,
That's it. You
right.
got that right, Ryan.
As that bunt rolls foul. That was the caught stealing situation.
You got it.
Foul tip, strike two. And in an early hole, 0-2. As Hudson looks at strike three on the outside corner, 2 away.
That's de Belleval's fourth strikeout so far tonight in 2.3 innings of work.
Number 8, George Patterson.
So George Patterson at the plate here. George is playing second base for Chatsworth tonight. 2 out. Looking to become the first base runner for the Longhorns. Down 3-0 here in the bottom of the third. de Belleval fairly pleased with that strikeout. That's his fifth. No runs, no hits, no base runners. It's been 9 up, 9 down so far for Chatsworth. Oh, good point. There was a base runner. Ryan is pointing to my scorebook and reminds me that there was a double play. So they have faced the minimum, but there has been one base runner. So after 3, it's the St. George Aces 3, Chatsworth Aces no score.
With the first 3-4 batters and has settled in quite nicely since then, retiring 9 of 10 after the first 4, or first 3 batters. That misses up.
Max Ron gets a decent piece of that, but it looks like, stop me if you've heard this before, Ryan, Findlay Johnson with the putout. That's 4 straight
in a row, yes.
4 straight putouts for Findlay in center field. And not all of them easy. Chasing that down for the first out. Max Ron retired on an F8. His brother Cody Ron at the plate. Cody's playing third base tonight. He struck out looking in his first plate appearance in the first inning.
Oh, foul ball
No, diamond 2 foul
into
ball.
center. from Diamond 2.
Whoops.
Bartlett misses high and outside with that one. 1 ball. Still 1-0 over on Diamond 2 for the Valley Vikings over the Nova Scotia Brookfield Elks. Cody tries to stay back on that changeup, but still pulls it foul. That's going to be grounded to short. Tricky hop up in the air. And he is on. We'll see how the official scorer scores it.
Now batting the right fielder, number 30, Mitchell Krasova.
I believe that would be an E6, but
Looks like we're going to call it an E6 on that. That was a hard hit ball, but could have been fielded. Easy for me to say.
one back to the pitcher. On to first. That's 2 away.
Now batting the second baseman, number 28, Ty.
So sack bunt laid down by Krasovich, and Cody Ron advances to second. Ty Parsons looking to cash that runner from second.
Sometimes in this situation, Ryan, you may not see the sack bunt with the 9-hitter coming up with 1 out. But they must have faith in Ty to put the bat on the ball and cash in another run.
Inside for ball 1. Either that, Adam, or my thought was maybe they want to make sure they roll over the lineup, stay out of a double play, and have the leadoff batter coming up to the plate.
Assumption, Ryan.
Either way, Ty looking to score him as he hits it to short, on to first. And that is 3 away here in the top of the 4th. No real damage done by the St. George Aces.
So after 3.5 innings, score remains St. George Aces 3, Chatsworth Longhorns no score. In the top of the 4th, St. George had no runs on no hits. 1 batman left on. Do justice to the pitching performance of Jeremy Breton. He threw an excellent game, had a little bit of bad luck, but generally showed why he was on Team Canada under 18. He threw quite well and didn't have any offensive output to help him. So leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning is the pitcher, Keaton Bartlett. He struck out in the first.
Catches the outside corner for strike 1.
Speaking of pickups, as we've discussed a few times on the live stream already, the teams that qualify from Ontario can participate in a pickup draft of the teams that did not qualify. Keaton plays for the Tavistock Athletics, and certainly one of their top players, and Chatsworth figured adding him to their roster would be a benefit to them, which he just demonstrated there by his double to the wall in left center field.
One too many times to that outside drop, and Bartlett made them pay.
Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Reed Thompson.
It's a good observation, Ryan, as you always have good observations. He has been trying to pound the drop on the outside of that plate, and he can go to the well a few times, but if that's a good hitter, will catch on to that and go the other way with that pitch.
Max Ron is going to confirm, I think, with the Belleville what the signs will be with Bartlett on second. Adam, you would know better. The Ron's pickups from Elmira?
That's correct, yep. Yep. They played with Chatsworth last year, if my memory's correct. But I believe Elmira is their home center, and when Elmira put together a U20 team this year, they joined that team, and Elmira finished 4th at the qualifier and didn't make it to Canadians, and a few of their players are here participating with other clubs.
Belleville leans, fires. Foul tip and squeezed by Ron for strike 2. Stays alive, fouling that one off. 2-2 is the count. That misses away for ball 3. That is going to be skied up behind us. Doesn't quite make it to Juanita Street. Stays alive. 3-2 count. Bartlett, the leadoff batter, on second. And he loses him. Ball 4.
Now batting for Longhorns, the first baseman, number 27, Caden Holmes.
Brings Caden Holmes to the plate. He struck out swinging in the first in his only plate appearance. And Belleville was cruising along, having faced the minimum through 3, and has now got 2 base runners on. And the tag not applied on the runner going to second. So the bases will be loaded with nobody out. For maybe the one man on the Chatsworth team you don't want to have the bases loaded for. As Gavin Eccles, as we said earlier, had himself a morning.
Yeah, he had a really strong game this morning. He threw a guy out stealing too, if you remember, so pretty good performance by him. So we got bases loaded here. Nobody's out. I have that in my book as a fielder's choice, I believe. I think he might have had a play at second. At first. He chose to go to second, didn't quite make the tag. I don't think you can score that as a hit, not in my book. We're the unofficial scorekeepers, Ryan. We do the best we are. I see some activity in the St. George bullpen. They've got Nate Wiley warming up. Just in case our starting pitcher here, Easton de Belleval, needs some relief. Pretty fancy footwork there by Chatsworth coach Dan McComb.
Going to ditch the shades. Well, infield's drawn in here with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Or sorry.
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
As the old saying goes, Ryan, right guy, right time for Chatsworth.
And that is going to just get out of play over the first base dugout. Another foul ball into the screen.
Looks like over on Diamond 2, Ryan, it's 3-0 now for the Valley Vikings over the Brookfield Elks.
And another foul ball. Eccles staying alive. That one does make it to Juanita as I heard it hit the road. Eccles trying to cash the runs to Belval. Misses up. Eccles pushes that one out to right. And that will cash the Bartlett from third. Get Chatsworth on the board. Always the tough call there. Do you let it drop foul and not give up the run? But you're also giving up a free out, so not something you want to do.
Yeah, I'd suggest at this point in the game, in the fourth, up 3, you're definitely taking the out, but that certainly can be a factor on a foul ball like that, depending on the score, the inning, the batter.
So one away. Sorry, go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say it's a simple game, Ryan. We don't want to overthink it too much.
It's true. One away. Devon's at the plate. Caden Holmes stole second. And a quick throw back to third. Almost got Reed Thompson. That catches the outside corner. Misses for a ball, 1-2. Fouls that off to stay alive. Fouls off another one to stay alive. That's out.
Full count now, Ryan?
Yeah, runs the count full. Good at bat here by Devons. No pitch as time was called. Chatsworth coach coming down to have a conversation. I'm not sure what about. Still not sure what the...
Yeah, that's one I can't figure out. I'll maybe run into Dan in the refreshment garden post-game and ask him what that was all about.
Yeah.
Oh! If I shouted into the mic, I apologize, but when someone gets hit in the helmet, I tend to react.
Yes. Devins took that one, I think, partially in the helmet, partially in the face. Hopefully he's okay. I think he just ducked out of the way of it enough to avoid any major damage.
Staying in the game, which is a good sign.
He does have the protective chin guard on, or jaw guard on his helmet, but nonetheless, those will wake you up.
So Finley Johnson grounded into a double play last at bat.
Bases are loaded, Adam.
One out.
Just one away. Nowhere to put him. Infield drawn in once again. Trying to prevent the run and get the out at home. That one gets away from Ron, but he corrals it. Catches the outside corner again, strike two. Strike three, goes down swinging, two away.
Now batting the right fielder, number 20, Wyatt Thomas.
Wyatt Thomas, the right fielder now at the dish. Bases loaded, two out. He popped up to short in his previous at-bat. 3-1.
That's back up the middle to second. 4-6 put out on the fielder's choice and ends the Chatsworth threat.
I'd say that St. George kind of got off reasonably easy on that one. Bases loaded. 1 point with nobody out. The sac fly by Gavin Eccles, another RBI for him to add to his tournament totals.
I think he's at three now, is that correct?
I believe so, but that's it. So they scored one run on one hit.
Swing and a miss for strike one, 1-1. Oh, and a great piece of hitting there just to dump it into right, and he is going to turn that into a stand-up double. Look at the wheels on Reese Morley. Just put the bat out there at him and dumped it into right.
Yeah, Very nice piece of hitting, like you said. An aggressive base running gets him to second base.
He's on for the second time in the leadoff spot.
So Matty Earhart at bat. Earhart's 0 for 1 with a walk. Stolen base and scored a run in the first.
It's only the second base runner for Bartlett since the first. Appeal down to third. No swing. Earhart beats out the throw to first as he pounded that one off the plate into the ground and will reach via the single.
Now batting second in the Tiger, number 4, Nate Riley.
This is part of the order that Bartlett had trouble with in the first inning to get the game started. He was fine with them in the second and third, but has 2 runners on once again with nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Earhart had that base stolen cleanly as well, but Wiley fouled that into the screen. And a nice play there by Chatsworth. Shortstop came in, cut off the throw, and came home as Morley tried to steal home. Good heads-up ball there by the Longhorns.
Some of the time the double steal works, but not all the time. It's a nice play by Thompson to put it on him to get the out at home.
That's back to first. Bartlett, or sorry, back to the pitcher, on to first by Bartlett. 2 away. I think Morley maybe thought he was in under the tag there, but I think he was out.
I think Tim Whitehead made the right call on that. Tim, if you're watching this later, yes, I said you made the right call.
Simmons thought that was high. Strike 1.
Caden Thompson just about got drilled in the on-deck circle
He
there.
did. A ripped foul.
Looked like the Matrix. So 2 out. Earhart on third.
That's going to be blooped into right and cash another run for the Aces. And on the error, he will advance to second.
So Caden Thompson, who's playing first, he's flew out to left. He flew out to center. His chance to put one on the grass here.
That's inside for ball 1. Bartlett paints the corner on that one, 1-1. One pitch on the way. That one hit him in the leg. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Caden Thompson. Simmons is on second. That's fouled off. Stay alive. 1-2. Sun is down, but still warm and muggy here in downtown Carp, Adam. 26 with a humidex in the low 30s right now.
One of the Chatsworth moms just about got drilled there,
yes,
but managed to avoid it.
Fouled off into the Chatsworth fan section.
Wasn't far from Mrs. McComb there, I think.
Bartlett with a beautiful changeup gets him swinging to end the threat, but not before, Adam.
Well, the St. George Aces scored 1 run on 3 hits. There was 1 Chatsworth error, 1 man left on base. So after 5. Hudson struck out in his first plate appearance back in the 3rd. Pitching change for St. George as Nate Wiley is now in the circle.
Putting out for the Longhorn, the left fielder, number 17, Curtis Hudson.
De Belleval definitely had a decent game for St. George, but being relieved by the designated player, Nate Wiley, so they're now down to 9 and no longer have the flex player in the lineup. That's inside for a ball. Called strike. Pitching line for, it's a ball out of the high and out of the zone. Pitching line for Easton de Belleval, unofficial of course. 4 innings of work. He allowed 1 run on 1 hit. He walked 2 and he hit 1 batter in the helmet, Ryan. But he was okay, thank goodness.
Yeah, a lot of those, a lot of players now, like I said, Adam, are wearing those jaw guards, and I think that might have saved him from some further damage. But a good outing for de Belleval. Easton, sorry for mispronouncing your name. Should have checked with you beforehand. That's going to be pushed out to left into the shadows, but corralled. Matty Earhart making it look easy.
So that brings up George Patterson. He struck out swinging in his first AB.
Looks at a strike on the outside corner. That's
ooh, that almost hit the sea can there, where the committee stores all our goods and items to help with the tournament preparation and execution. Patterson dribbles that to second base, and that's a 4-3 put out.
2 quick outs.
Parsons makes the play.
Now batting for the Longhorns, the pitcher, number 2, Keaton Bartlett.
Back to the top here, Ryan, for Keaton Bartlett. Keaton had a double in his last plate appearance to the left center gap. Struck out it when he first faced de Belleval in the first inning. So 2 out, Bartlett at the plate, trying to get something going to help his own cause. This game's moving along at a decent clip, Ryan.
It is. Maybe get us back on track. We did get a little behind schedule, actually, with the first Chatsworth game. There was a protest, an official protest by the Valley Vikings, which took us, well, I don't know, what would you say, Adam, a solid 15 minutes or more to give or take to take care of, which pushed us a little bit behind schedule, but
it did. It was
not too far off track given everything, and
wow.
Bartlett rips that and out of here on a rope to right center. Solo shot for Keaton Bartlett.
So that makes it 4-2, Ryan. And Reed Thompson to the plate. He walked in his previous at-bat after striking out in the first inning. That was a well-struck softball, Ryan.
Squared it up, that's for sure. It's fouled off. Just the second run of the game for the Longhorns, as the Aces still lead 4-2. Reed Thompson ropes that out to the left and down in front of Earhart for a single.
Now batting the first baseman, number 27, Caden Holmes.
So Caden Holmes now at the plate. He reached on a sort of a strange fielder's choice last inning where there were 2 men on. The second baseman, Ty Parsons, elected to try and tag out Thompson at second base, but it didn't quite work. Thompson at second base didn't quite work out that way, and he ended up reaching on a fielder's choice to load the bases. So that's a Thompson now moving to second on that wild pitch. So 2 out, a man on second for Holmes.
Catches the outside corner there. Does Wiley. 1-1 is the count. Wiley trying to paint that corner once again, misses 2-1. That is going to be skied out to left. Earhart, fighting the shadows, will make the catch and retire the side.
So for Chatsworth, in the bottom of the 5th inning, they scored 1 run on 2 hits. The 1 run was on a Keaton Bartlett solo shot. So after 5 complete, it's the St. George Aces 4 the Chatsworth Longhorns 2. Over on Diamond 2, it's now a 3-3 game with the Valley Vikings and the Brookfield Elks. Tied at 3. And did we just get a home run there, Ryan, that changed the score?
We did.
A 3-run shot by Sutherland makes it 6-3 now for the Brookfield Elks. This is real-time updates.
Yes, it is.
And the Diamonds are in tip-top shape, looking great, playing straight. Grass looks great.
Shout out to Platinum sponsor Terry Boyd for the grass. But yes, as I said, upwards of 3 inches of rain here from Sunday into Monday. And
outstanding work by the crew. So for
Yes.
St. George in the top of the 6th, the catcher Max Ron's now at the plate.
rips it down to third on the first, one away.
Nice play by Dobson there, defensive specialist for the Longhorns. Made a really nice grab there to make the play.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Cody Ron.
So Cody Ron, the third baseman, as we mentioned earlier, he does some pitching too, though he's not on the slab here right now. He struck out, reached on an error so far tonight. Looking to start things off with a base runner here in the 6th.
Bartlett with the changeup, he misses, 1-0. Misses high with that offering, 2-0. That's right back to Bartlett on the first. 1-3 put out. 2 away.
Now batting for the Aces, the right fielder, number 30, Mitchell Krasovec.
So Mitchell Krasovec, the right fielder, now at the plate with 2 out in the top of the 6th. His team up 4-2. He singled in his first at-bat and dropped a nice sack bunt in his second at-bat. I've seen a few sack bunts so far today, Ryan, and you know, in our game, that certainly was a huge part of the game back in the day. It's been less so, perhaps, recently, but a lot of quality sacrifice bunts to move runners over in today's play.
Seems as though not much different from the MLB style of play where everyone wants to go for the
launch angle?
Yes, launch angle, and not dissimilar to the three-point shot in the NBA. But some, I'll say, older school tactics on display here today on Diamond 1. Pitch on the way. 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Taking all the way. And I think Krasovich was taking on that one as well. Ball 4.
It's Ty Parsons coming up here. Ty's the second baseman for St. George. He struck out looking in his first AB and grounded out to short in his second, looking for his first hit here. Nice play by
Dobson.
Nice play by Dobson.
On to first, and they get him. As you said, the defensive specialist, Zach Dobson.
Two nice plays by him over on the hot corner. So for St. George in the top of the 6th, they had no runs. They didn't have a hit. They left one man on who had walked. There weren't any errors by Chatsworth. So after 5.5, St. George's lead continues to be 4-2 over Chatsworth. Not sure what hitting spot that Travis is in. The infield, other infielders, catcher, the other players may remain the same. Perhaps Schumann went in as a direct substitution for Wiley.
Trying to see. Hard to tell. They're trying to sort it all out.
Leading off to the Longhorns, the catcher, number 15, Braden, Gavin Eccles.
So Eccles to lead things off for the Longhorns. New pitcher, Cody Ron. See how he fares against the Chatsworth lineup here. Facing the heart of the order. And we'll also see how long it takes for home plate umpire to have a conversation with him, potentially about the shoot. Just trying to watch him here. That's in there for a strike. As Eccles works a walk.
Assuming my teammates on the scorekeeping down there are on the ball, it looks like the substitution might be a straight sub, Schumann for Wiley.
Okay.
With Ron changing defensive positions and Schumann taking over at third.
Ron misses up and out with that one. Devins pushes that out to the left, not quite far enough. No tag by Eccles, and one away.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Finley Johnston.
Swing and a miss for strike one. Ron misses. And then Ron snap throw down to one. Pitch on the way, square, missed. Strike. A little bit of a surprise square there. Finley Johnston watches that sail high over everybody's head, and Eccles down to second. In the dirt for a ball. Three and two is the count. Johnston is going to sky that out to right. Over the head.
Look at him go. He's going to be a third before the ball gets to the infield.
Eccles will come around to score from second. And Johnston is in there with a stand-up triple. Bit of a tough read, I think, for Krasovich out in right field. Didn't get a great read on it, and it sailed over his head.
Makes it a 4-3 game, Ryan. Getting closer here in the bottom of the sixth.
Tag made at first as the ball went off Caden Thompson's glove or shins. He scooped it up, and Wyatt Thomas tried to jump over him unsuccessfully, and the tag was made, but not before the game was. Is that tie game now?
Tie game now.
Game was tied up by the Longhorns. And we are going to have a pinch hitter.
That's Jackson Woods. So Jackson Woods coming in to pinch hit with two out. Nobody on in the bottom of the sixth. With this game now tied 4-4.
Bases are empty. As Ron misses that one. That's pulled to second, on to first, 3 away.
Nice play by Ty Parsons there to end the inning.
But not before, Adam.
Well, we've got 2 runs on 1 hit. No men left on base. And after 6 complete innings, we've got ourselves a tie game, Ryan. 4-4 with the St. George Aces coming to bat in the top of the 7th. scored a run in the first.
The only real part of the lineup that Bartlett has struggled with is the top of the order for the
This is true.
Aces. After that first inning, he settled in quite nicely as the attempted bunt goes foul into the screen.
St. George has used 3 pitchers, as you know, Ryan, and Chatsworth is stuck with Bartlett for the distance here.
Two strikes here, and that is pulled foul down the first base line to stay alive. Bartlett gets one he likes. Morley behind in the count, 1-2. And he's going to flare that out to left center. Tracking it nicely was...
Well, a gentleman named Finley Johnson who's been pretty busy out there, Ryan.
Morley is retired for the second time. That brings Matty Earhart to the plate. He himself is 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases on the day.
Forgive me for correcting you. 1 for 2 with a walk, Ryan.
Oh, sorry, 1 for... Oh, sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
Yes, 1 for 2 with a
Okay.
walk.
That's all right. The listeners forgive you.
We are dealing with low light conditions here
Yes.
in the booth
Yes.
at dusk.
And very poor handwriting.
Swings through that for a strike.
I think Schumann went into the flex.
So Adam just caught his... Oh, Earhart tries to flare that out to left. And a near collision as Curtis Hudson makes the play. Reed Thompson kind of diving out of the way. Adam caught his own, I won't call it a mistake. We were trying to clarify what took place. It looks like Wiley is still in the lineup as the DP.
So what I would imagine what they did, Ryan, is
When that's pushed up the middle and on the first, the side is retired.
So what I imagine, what I would have done in that situation if I wanted Wiley's bat to stay in the game is I would have when Wiley came in to pitch, they went down to 9 and the flex was out. They would have went back up to 10, reinstated the flex, and substituted Schumann for Del Belleval and put Schumann in defensively as Cody Ron moved over to pitch. So
There we go.
I'm assuming that's what the St. George fellas did, the coaches did. But they did go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 7th. So with no hits and no runs, we've got a 4-4 tie, and the bottom of the 7th coming up with 9-1-2
Yes.
in the Chatsworth order. That's the dangerous Keaton Bartlett who leads off for the Longhorns, who scored 2 of their 4 runs. Pitch hitter, excuse me. We got a new hitter here in the 9 hole for Chatsworth. Check my lineup card here, and it appears to be Hunter McComb in to hit.
As Ron misses with the first offering, 1-0 is the count. McComb skies that, and wow.
With the mask in hand.
Mask in hand and the unconventional backhanded pop-up catch in foul territory. Normally, your charging first baseman would take that, but nonetheless, we have one away.
Top of the shop here for Keaton Bartlett. Keaton's 2 for 3 with a double and a solo homer.
I think we're going to have a change here, Adam. Pitching change. I believe Caden Thompson is going to go into pitch. I'm trying to see who that is coming in at first base.
So the DP, Wiley's coming in to play first. I guess that's to give.
Okay.
Perhaps to give.
Yes. Thompson time
to warm up.
Ron misses up with that first pitch, 1-0. That's pushed to short, and a little bobble at short, and Bartlett beats the throw. He is aboard on the E6, unofficial E6. Scored a generous single by the official scorekeepers. Bartlett on the move. As Reed Thompson is retired, 5-3. That'll bring Caden Holmes to the plate. He's been held hitless on the day. Bartlett is on at second. And I would say with his speed, anything through the infield will likely score him.
And that would walk it off if he were managed to do that.
Infield playing deep. So really, I would say, Adam, no chance to throw the runner out at home if it is a single through the infield.
A 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning with Keaton Bartlett on second base, Caden Holmes at the plate. Been a tight game.
Been a great
Ontario
game so far.
Ontario 2 versus Ontario 3.
I wouldn't have thought that, given the start in the first, Bartlett would have gone the full 7, but alas, he has. And like I've said multiple times, he really settled in and got into a good groove to retire the aces. As Ron misses up and out once again. Caden Holmes looking to cash Bartlett from second and walk it off. Strike on the outside corner. That's bounced back to Ron, on to first. Side is retired, and we are moving on to extras, Adam.
We are. We're going to head it to the 8th because in the bottom of the 7th for the Chatsworth Longhorns,
free ball.
They had no runs on one hit, one man left on. So after 7 complete, we've got a 4-4 tie, And we'll move on to the 8th inning.
Trying to advance the runner to third base, as that is missed. 1-1. Looking like we might be a little delayed here for the next game, which was originally scheduled to start at 8:15. 8 o'clock now. Curveball misses outside. That one misses high. That one's going to be pushed foul, out of play, but still in the park. Bartlett with the offering, misses up for ball 4.
Potential bunting situation here, Ryan. We'll see what the St. George team chooses to do.
If I can pick signs at all, he's put the bunt on. But I can't. And that's going to roll foul. Maybe I still can, Adam.
Bartlett just crossed over the 100 pitch threshold earlier this inning. Like you said, Ryan, his start was maybe a little bit not what he wanted in giving up 3 runs to the first 3 hitters. But he's settled in since then. He's only allowed 7 hits total and 4 runs over 7.
On again. And unable to get it down. So the bunt is off. in an 0-2 hole. So he's going to rip that back up the middle. That'll cash at least one. Time called.
RBI single for Thompson there, scores the international rule runner. And
does it the unconventional way.
Indeed.
As we've mentioned a few unconventional things today.
That's U20 softball, Ryan.
In an 0-2 hole after not being able to get the bunt down, and comes through with the RBI single up the middle.
Looks like on Diamond 2, Brookfield is now up 9-3 over the Valley Vikings from Saskatchewan. So that's Nova Scotia 9, Saskatchewan 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Looks like we got a pinch runner here, Ryan. Caden Thompson will be removed for a runner.
Now running at first base, number 29, Zachary Gaunt.
Zach Gaunt in to run.
Catcher, number 77, Max Ron.
Ron Squares gets it down onto first. He should be safe if they appeal it. They should appeal this, given that the fielder was completely on the orange. We'll see what the call is, but as I saw it, Adam, the covering second baseman was completely on the orange and did not give the base runner a path.
Looks like the officials are going to discuss this one, Ryan, potentially for the exact thing that you just mentioned, that the St. George coaches may be appealing that, because certainly with the safe base that was introduced a couple of decades ago, the defensive player must go to the white and the batter runner go to the orange. The only exception to that is on a pass ball third strike. The first baseman can choose the orange and the runner must go to the white, but that's the only time. Otherwise, the defensive player must go to the white. Safe is the call.
Yes.
For probably that exact reason that we just discussed.
That is the right call. So the bases are loaded.
Not sure how you score that. There's nobody out here, Ryan. I'm not sure how you would score that. I guess perhaps that's an error on
E4?
the E4 on the second baseman who stepped on the wrong bag.
I think so. That's all you could do.
Our scorekeepers look confused down here.
I don't think that has anything to do with the play, though, Adam. They just have that look in general sometimes.
It's not very nice, Ryan, but not necessarily untrue.
So Bartlett,
I must say that one of the scorekeepers is family and one of the scorekeepers is like family, but I'm still able to acknowledge your comment there.
Bartlett will try and work out of a rather precarious bases loaded jam. Still none away. This top of the 8th started with Wiley as the international rule runner on second, as Cody Ron swings through that. He's come around to score, and the bases are loaded. And that catches the outside corner. That's going to be ripped to left into the gap. That is going to score at least 2. And a nice piece of hitting there by Cody Ron to cash 2 more. Runners at second and third and still nobody out.
Now batting the right fielder, number 30, Mitchell Trasilva.
Bartlett may be running out of steam here, Adam.
Might appear that way. It doesn't look like anybody's up in the Chatsworth bench, or
No,
sorry, bullpen.
I haven't seen anybody down there. So it would appear that this game does belong to Bartlett one way or the other. That's going to be a rip back up the middle. That will score 2 more. Krasovich with a 2 RBI single. And St. George is knocking Keaton Bartlett around, as we are now going to have a pitching change, it would appear.
Bartlett threw well throughout the first 7 innings, but as you said, just seemed to run out of gas here in the 8th. Long, hot day at the Diamond, and St. George has some really good hitters, and just caught up. So it looks like Kieran McComb is into pitch now. Tough spot for McComb to come into. St. George rolling. And we've got Ty Parsons at the plate. Parsons is hitless so far. He's 0 for 3 with a K and 2 groundouts.
Squares. It's in there for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Squares and pulls back. 1-1. One pitch on the way. Squared again. Gets the bunt down. On to first. And finally one away here. As the sack bunt is dropped, or laid down, I guess, and on to second base is Krasovich. Brings up Reese Morley. 2 for 4 on the day, or on the game. Or sorry, what do we have that as, Adam?
No, you're right. 2 for 4. Just caught stealing when he tried to come home. That's caught stealing after he doubled.
Okay,
They
perfect.
did the double steal.
Yes, that's right.
There you
He
go.
flares that out to left. That is caught. 2 away.
So that brings the 8th hitter of the inning up, Matty Earhart.
Matty Earhart.
Matty's 1 for 3 with a single, 2 runs scored, a couple of stolen bases and a walk. So pretty active on the base pass, Matty. His team up 9-4 here in the top of the 8th.
One and 0 is the count.
Oh,
On
tough
the
spot
first.
for Kieran McComb to come into, but he got 3 straight outs to get
did.
them out of the inning.
But not before.
Not before the St. George Aces score 5 runs on 3 hits. One man left on base. So after 7.5 innings, it's the Chatsworth Longhorns 9. The St. George Aces 9, the Chatsworth Longhorns 4. So Chatsworth coming here into the bottom of the 8th. We'll have to score at least 5 to keep it going or 6 to walk it off.
Gavin Eccles.
Ron starts him out with a strike on the outside corner. Oh, and 2 quickly ahead is Cody Ron. That one misses. 1 and 2. Ron delivers. And Brother Max unable to squeeze that foul tip. Each twin telling the other that it was their fault. Ron still ahead, 1 and 2 in the count. Eccles looking to cash the runner from second. Not surprisingly, Adam, no sign from Eccles to bunt here. Down 5.
No.
And needing base runners. They
no
cannot be
surprise at
trading
all.
outs. That's pulled down to third. 1 away. Given his hitting talent, I think the Aces will happily take the out with the runner advancing to third. 5-run lead. That's not going to be a big difference maker at this point right now. Braden Devins at the plate.
Devins walked, then he took one off the helmet and flew out to left.
Ron skips another one in there. Three 0 is the count.
Looks like we have a final on Diamond 2, Ryan. Final score, Brookfield Elks 10, Valley Vikings 3.
I believe that'll push the Elks to 2-0 on the day and the Vikings to an unfortunate 0-2 on the day.
Pitching coach Scott Thompson coming out to speak to Cody Ron.
The Aces
just taking the ball away. Looks like Caden Thompson will be coming in.
Aces do have one out, but runners at first and third. And a 5-run lead. Fourth pitcher of the day for the Aces?
Fourth pitcher of the day. It's more like a baseball strategy. You don't see four pitchers too often in fast pitch. Good outing for Ron. I'm assuming that's probably just a defensive switch only, but we're going to see if he can listen in here.
Quiet whisper from
yes,
home plate umpire. So
top secret.
Yes, unable to hear what the change was.
They certainly could do that as a defensive switch only. Caden Thompson just coming into. He's re-entering the game he was pitch run for. He was the offensive player only there after the previous switch, so I'd imagine Cody Ron's probably moving now to the OPO.
A lot of fans here at the park right now, Adam.
Yeah, it's great.
Anxiously awaiting the start of the host West Carleton Electric versus Equipe Quebec game, originally scheduled to start at 8:15. More likely to start nearer to 9 o'clock, 10 to 9 by the time this one
We were tracking
finishes.
okay before this game went into extra innings.
That we were. So Caden Thompson will be asked to get 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. At this point, the runner at third doesn't matter. They will take the outs. 1 away. That misses wide. Runner down to second. Finley Johnston roped a triple in his last at-bat, stand-up triple.
He got around the bases in a hurry.
He did. Swing and a miss on that, evens the count at 1-1. One pitch on the way. Just up. 2-1 is the count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. The luxury of a 5-run lead, Adam, certainly may change the way that you play things. But 2-2 is the count. Runners at second and third, one away. Thompson delivers and misses outside. Pushes the count full.
If you're Chatsworth, you're certainly playing to get the ball in play. You can't hit a 5-run home run.
Runner is tagged out at first. Nate Wiley with a nice play as Johnston tried to beat him to the bag. Run does score, cuts the lead to 4, but more importantly for the Aces, that second out. Runner advances to third. Wyatt Thomas at the plate, and he pulls it to third, on to first, and that's the ball game, Adam.
So your final score is the St. George Aces 9, the Chatsworth Longhorns 5, excuse me. They did score 1 in the 8th. That was an 8-inning game after being tied at 4 in the 7th. Your unofficial pitching lines here for the St. George Aces, your winning pitcher would be Cody Ron in relief. He pitched 3.1 innings, allowed 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, didn't strike anyone out. Caden Thompson pitched in relief. He pitched 0.2 innings and didn't have any hits or runs allowed. Easton DeBelleval was the starter. He went 4 innings, had a run, allowed a run, a hit, walked 2, and hit a batter. And Nate Wiley also threw an inning. He allowed a run and 2 hits, didn't walk anyone. On the Chatsworth side of things, Keaton Bartlett pitched 7 innings. He allowed 9 runs, 8 of which were earned, 10 hits, struck out 5 and walked 3, and he had 1 inning of relief from Kieran McComb, who didn't allow a hit or walk anyone. So, Ryan, again, our final score, St. George 9, Chatsworth 5. And next up,
we have Equipe Quebec versus your host, West Carleton Electric. After that game, that pushes Chatsworth to 1-1 and St. George to 1-1. And we'll be back in about 25 minutes.